All right. Well, good evening. My name is Francia. Today we'll be doing our restorative asana yoga practice with some breathing and some mindful movements, some meditation perhaps at the end, and then we'll be closing with our sound healing. So the props you'll need today are a bolster, maybe a blanket if you wanted to cover up at the end of the practice and or sit on it while we are sitting up. And I think that's it. I don't even think we're going to be using the yoga blocks. Have them nearby just in case. I might change my mind. All right, so let's come to a comfortable seated position. And our first pose today, Sukhasana, which we start in most of our days that we practice, we start in Sukhasana. So hopefully it becomes a little bit of just a coming home, settling in, preparing to start your practice. So make sure that your hips are elevated so that they're comfortable, your knees are relaxed, and your hips don't feel tight. If they do, you can place those blocks underneath the knees or thighs so that the legs have somewhere to settle. And then soften the shoulders, lengthen through the top of the spine, just create a little bit of space there. Maybe close the eyes and bring your attention and your awareness inward. Let's start with a nice deep inhale breath. Expanding the lungs, maybe even feel that expansion into the back body. And then as we exhale, we release and we let go anything that no longer serves us. Again, deep breath in. Slow breath out. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw, soften the abdomen. One more time, deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then we'll bring the palms together at the center of the heart, thumbs against the sternum, opening the sacred space of our practice with the sound Om. Inhale to begin. Om. Completely draw the next breath in, and then we'll release the hands down, blink the eyes open. Okay, we're gonna start our first pose, our first gentle restorative pose with the right leg extended out. The left foot can kind of stay, heel lined up with the center line of your body. So your knees are kind of moving apart from each other. Your legs are extending away from each other. And then we're gonna take the right hand down to the mat. I'm gonna move this over because it's gonna get in my way. The right hand down to the mat, and we're going to open up that left side rib cage. I like to place that left hand on the thigh to create rotation, and maybe start to rotate a little bit here. If it's available, maybe even bring that left arm behind you, lift and lengthen, and again, rotate the spine out. An open twist, that's what we're starting with today, rolling the shoulder back. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward over that left leg. So what you want to do is create a sense of drawing down and extending over the left leg. You can let your left side rib cage rest on the thigh as you come down. Your right foot is flexed and your right leg is engaged. We're going to stay here with our forearms are on the floor, or you can use your hands to hold your head. Or if you're low enough, maybe make a pillow for your head. Or if your bolster is nearby, like mine is, let your head rest on the bolster. You can just kind of extend it in the same direction as your knee. Maybe a pillow can be there as well. And then allow your lengthening of the spine, any little adjustments, any little wiggles. We're going to be here for a little bit of time. This is our first restorative pose. It's not typical to start kind of lopsided like this, but what we're going to do is we're going to work one side of the body, then the other, and then we'll even it out by doing a pose that's a little bit more balanced with both sides. So just allow yourself to settle. Observe how that left hip works or maneuvers itself. Pull the right hip back and down. So keep that right leg nice and active. Relax into the shoulders and just breathe. If the head comes all the way to the floor, you can just rest the head on the floor. But I love to use props in this class. It allows us to find a little bit more steadiness, more ease. So again, the bolster or a pillow or stacked blankets, whatever you have at hand. Steady and calm with your breathing. Just a couple more breaths here, relaxing and releasing. One more breath. Letting that full exhale out. And then we'll slide the hands down towards the shoulders or underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press yourself up. Lift and lengthen, shoulder blades roll back and down, engage into the spine. And then we're gonna rotate to face the right leg now. So again, we're gonna start by just gently leaning forward into it, relaxing that left hip back and down. And then we're gonna close this twist. So left hand to the outside of the right leg, and then twist around. You can use your right arm behind you, just like we did in the open twist. Draw into the navel and rotate the spine. Won't stay here very long. Just see if you can feel the rotation up into the muscles of the back. Lengthen through the top of the head. You're still kind of slightly leaning forward, so you're not fully upright. And then exhale, come back to center. Fold yourself over your leg. And we're going to take that right hand and we're going to grab the pinky edge side of the foot or the ankle or the calf. So we're reaching for the outside part of that leg. And then the inside of the elbow, the right elbow, is going to just relax down. And then again, same as we did in the opening movement, flex the foot strong, left hand on your thigh, and open twist here. Now I'll add one more thing here, but we're going to hold for another breath or two. Opening that left shoulder back, pulling down using the right arm. Exhale completely. Inhale, create length and space. Exhale, see if you can rotate a little bit more. And then with the next in-breath, lift that left arm up and over, reach it, extending away from your body. So you're opening your heart space to the sky, reaching that left arm. If it's available for you, continue the extension and see if you can find your foot. Maybe you just touch it. Good. And now you're feeling that nice long stretch through that left side of the rib cage. So just touch the foot, press and reach, extend through your right foot. Good. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can go a little deeper, move your body through. And then inhale, let's release that left arm. Use it like leverage to come all the way back up to center. Extend both arms. And then exhale, release. Okay, let's take that left leg out and the right leg in. So we're just gonna switch. I'm gonna pull my bolster to the other side. Switching that right foot in. Kind of finding that nice steadiness in the legs. I'm still sitting on my cushion here, by the way, so you might be good to have those hips elevated. And then we're gonna go for that open twist. So we're gonna take, trying to see. Which side did we do? Oh, I get it. Okay, so once you're here, yeah, you're gonna take that left elbow, hand to the right knee, and we're gonna rotate open to the side. Good. My brain is fried today, ladies. Open and extending, lifting the spine and chest. Rotating the right shoulder back, seeing what you can find. Maybe even using your fingertips to create more space. You can even use your right hand against the right thigh to rotate a little bit more. Good. And then exhale, slowly line yourself up with your right thigh. And let's take that forward fold. So maybe just start kind of connecting into the left leg, left hip. Eventually you want to drop that right side of the ribcage onto the thigh. Bring the forearms to the floor. Maybe just stay there for a few moments. Again, you can hold your head using your hands, or you can extend so that your forehead rests on your pillow. And again, we're holding this for a little bit of time. So any little adjustments you want to make to the shoulders, to the back, to this left leg that's active and pushing down and away, feel free to do so. And I like to bring my forehead as opposed to my chin. I don't know, it just feels nicer in my neck. See what your body needs. Connect with the sensation in your hips and try to breathe slowly and easy. Here. Gotta drop the left hip back and down. It's gonna want to lift automatically, so see if you can relax it towards the mat. One more breath. And with the next inhale, we'll slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale to press up, rolling the shoulders back, opening through the spine. And then exhale, make your way back to center. Now we're gonna reach for that left foot. So let's start by extending the left hand. Maybe you grab a hold of the foot by the pinky edge side, or maybe just the toe or the side of the leg. Kind of just see where you can reach. Right hand can stay on your thigh. Then you're gonna drop that left elbow on the inside of the leg. Maybe it comes to the floor all the way, or maybe it's just hovering a little bit. Open the right shoulder back, start to create rotation and push into that right thigh for that nice extension here. Good, breathe easy. 1, 2, calm and gentle. 3, try to open your chest. 4, looks beautiful, ladies. Now with this next breath, if you're feeling good, you can extend that right arm up and over, reach and extend. Lengthen through that side body, press down and through the right knee and through the left heel. And then if it's available, when you come down and touch that left toe, just touch and then move your body through. So you're kind of peeking out from underneath your right arm. Nice. One more breath. And inhale, let's come up. Nice and slow, using the strength of our bodies. Arms extend out and reach. Exhale, arms down. All right, now we'll do one that's evening everything out. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. We're still seated on the blanket or slightly elevated. Then we're going to take our bolster and place it on top of our feet. So right on top. And then we're going to start to walk our hands down the pillow. And once you get to kind of the edge of the pillow, you can kind of pull in towards you, relax the shoulders, and see if you can settle there. Now, some of us are really flexible and are able to rest our chest to the pillow. If that's you, allow yourself to rest there. If, like me, you've got a little ways to go, maybe a few more lifetimes of stretching and moving and releasing blockages of energy that get caught up in our hips and in our shoulders and in our lower backs, then perhaps you're just a little bit more lifted. But allow yourself the opportunity to try. So maybe move the elbows to the sides and maybe make a little pillow for your head on top. So I like to kind of stack my fists so that now my head has somewhere to rest. My elbows are kind of just hanging down. And this is where we kind of release any tension. So Baddha Konasana is traditionally a very kind of restorative asana because we're not really having to do a lot here. Gravity is doing the majority of the work, similar to pigeon. So it's like finding this double hip opener, relaxing into the back. It's okay if your back rounds, don't worry about it. In this pose, you don't have to worry about this extension as much. You want to rest yourself onto your pillow and breathe easy. Again, we'll just be here maybe 10 breaths or so. Try not to fight with your legs, hips, or body. Let yourself be where you need to be without forcing, without overdoing. Relax the parts of your body that don't need to be tense right now. Your face, your fingers and toes, your jaw, those parts of your body can relax. Let yourself melt. Let the knees melt. The thighs open. 2 more deep breaths. Last one. Exhale completely. Release the hands. Inhale, lift the head up, pushing against the bolster. Shoulders roll back, lengthen spine, and just feel your body extending in the front. And then we're gonna move the pillow out of the way. And we're gonna draw the knees in slowly. They've been out for a while. And we're gonna give ourselves a hug. Press back through the middle back. Slowly come back to center. All right, good. So let's go ahead and make our way down to the mat. And we're going to move a little bit here into a plow pose, which we practice do in our Ashtanga practice a lot. But a lot of times in our Vinyasa practice, it's not really a place where we can fit it, although I'd like to do more of it. So you're going to lay all the way onto your back, and your pillow is going to be kind of behind you. And allow your arms to touch kind of the edge of the pillow, but with them straight. So you might need to kind of wiggle yourself down or move your pillow up. So you want the arms to be straight when you are in this long extended position. No bend in the elbows, nice and straight. The pillow is where that's going to catch our feet. So we are going to start by simply bringing the legs up and observing how you feel in this position. If you feel like there is a sense of connectivity through the pelvis, the hips, the lower abdomen, then we're going to try to elevate all of the legs up, kind of coming into a shoulder stand. I'd like for you to maybe watch first before you try it, or if you're going to try it with me, just make sure that you're not turning your head. You're being more auditory with the directions. So inhale, we're going to lift the hips up, bring the hands to the hips. Allow yourself a moment to kind of wiggle into your shoulders. Maybe reach your toes up into a shoulder stand. And then exhale, drop your feet back. And you're going to find your pillow right there where we put it. So shoulders relax, the tops of the feet are on the pillow, the legs are straight. And you can keep your hands at your lower back. Even roll yourself up a little bit more. If you're comfortable here with your feet placed where they are, then release your arms, extend them down to the mat, and then try to breathe. In this posture, a halasana, it's a little difficult to breathe. There's a compression of the throat, and there's a compression in the abdomen, but that's okay. We can try anyway. So once you're in the pose, again, don't look around. Just keep your gaze down the tip of your nose. Arms are nice and long and pressing down. Hips are reaching up. Legs are nice and straight. Pressing the tops of the feet onto your pillow. Feel the stretch in your back and spine. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. To roll yourself down, one vertebra at a time. Slow and gentle. Finally, the tailbone and the sacrum come down, and we're back to where we started, Viparita Karani. All right, we're going to reverse that now with fish pose. So gently bend the knees, let the feet come down. Hold there a moment as we let the feet kind of get situated again, and then drop the feet down. All right, so this pose, you can leave the pillow where it is. It's not going to bother us. This pose, we're going to press, knees bent, feet on the floor, press into the elbows, lift the head, and lift your chest off the mat. Then we're going to drop the top of the head down. Now, once the top of the head is down, the rib cage is lifted, the forearms are pressing down, and we're going to extend the legs. You can also hug or sit onto your forearms so that you can get a little bit more opening. Now the toes are pointed, the shoulders relax away from the ears, the forearms and the palms and the wrists are active, the rib cage opening and lifting, throat opening. So we're reversing the position we just did, which was a throat lock, to now an open position for the throat. So from Jalandhara to an extension. The back of the neck is compressed, whereas before it was extended. The throat now is extended, whereas before it was compressed. And just one more deep breath. Again, lift and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, you can relax the head, drop the shoulders down. You can remove the hands, and then again, take a nice legs up, and let's be here for a few moments. So moving into that compression or closed position to that extension or open position, really good for kind of helping us settle into our bodies and prepare for our night's rest. Good. Stay here, one more breath. So just for a nice light stretch here, we're going to keep the right leg up and we're going to lower the left leg down like scissors. So once that left leg reaches its maximum point, make sure the left leg is straight and also extend through the right leg. Reach for the right calf or thigh and then see if you can hug that right leg in. It's possible the left leg kind of comes along with it. That's okay. Just keep reaching that left leg away, shoulders back and down, stay and breathe. 1, 2, keep both legs extended. The right knee will want to bend. 3, you can also reach for the ankle, but relax the shoulders. 4, keep moving into your stretch. 5, now exhale, bend your right knee, keep that left leg engaged, pull the right knee into the chest, and let's take an open twist, opening the right knee to the right, and then dropping the left heel. Look to the left, you can extend your left arm. Steady and calm breathing. Inhale, come through center, switch your hands, and now take a twist the other direction. Right knee over the body, right arm extends, right shoulder down, nice easy twist. Hold and breathe. Even out the shoulder and the knee so they're equally pressing down towards the mat. Maybe you feel a little crack, snapple pop in the back. That's okay, that's normal. And inhale, come back to center. Good. Now both arms by your sides, reach your right leg up and let's drop it down to the floor one little bit at a time. Slowly and gently. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Good. One more, one more. And then the leg comes down. Beautiful. Both legs come back up towards the sky. Resettle for Viparita Karani. Move the feet, the ankles, circles around, preparing for the other side. So now the right leg is going to go down, the left leg stays up, and we're going to reach for that left calf, ankle, or foot as the right leg extends. And again, as you move that left leg towards your body, it's possible that the right leg kind of goes along with it, so it doesn't stay down, it kind of moves up with it. That's totally normal. I'm going to split the difference a little bit here and find a place where you can get your own stretch. Keep those feet pointed. Keep both legs straight, quadriceps contracted, kneecaps locked, shoulders back and down. Good. Breathe easy. In opposite directions. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, keep that right leg active. Just bend the left knee, pull it in towards the body. And maybe the right heel can drop down to the floor at this point. Open the left knee to the left, right arm to the right, and look towards the right. So you can want to try to open up through that hip, press the right leg down, and try to keep your right hip heavy. Beautiful. And then inhale, come through center, switching sides. Right leg, right hand grabs that left knee, taking all the way up and over, and then that left arm extends and we look to the left. Now, as you find this twist, don't overdo it. If the left knee doesn't come to the floor, that's fine. It doesn't have to. If that left shoulder picks up off the floor, draw it back down. Keep it heavy. Let your twist kind of work itself out here. Breathing easy. The goal is to be in the calm state of breath. Not anxious breathing, not shallow breathing, deep, nice, gentle breathing. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And one more time, hug that knee in. Exhale. And then both legs, oh, we dropped the left knee. So left leg extends up, and then we're gonna drop that left leg slowly, gently, working the left side obliques, working the lower abdomen, nice and slow. It's almost there, but not quite. Almost there, but not quite. Keep it strong and active. Find your hip flexor muscles, and then the leg comes down. Good. All right, bend the knees. Let's take a constructive rest. So separate your feet, knees together. Arms can be out like a T or with your elbows bent like a golf post. Shoulders relax and try to flatten out your back against the mat. Steady breathing. One more breath. Exhale, opening the knees, drawing the knees into the chest. One more hug. This time, keep the knees apart. Bring them towards the shoulders, and then give yourself a nice lower back massage. Moving side to side, or up and down, or in a half circle, or even in full circles. Okay, we're going to prepare for our back bend here. We'll do our restorative back bend. So let's cross the feet. Use them kind of like as momentum to pull back and then sit up. And just roll a couple times back and up, giving that back a nice little massage. You can hold on to the knees. And up. Last one. Back. Seated. Your holster, place it long lines. And so that way you have the lower back kind of connected to the lower part of your pillow. And we're going to lean back, slow and easy, keeping the butt down on the floor, and then drop the head down. And if you feel any tightness or any tension in your lower back, what I would suggest you do is lift your hips, kind of tuck your tailbone under, and then resettle yourself back down. So hopefully that'll create a little bit of length in the lower back. And once you're there, let your head relax and extend your legs. Some people need a little extra lift, so maybe placing a pillow under your head or rolled up towel behind your neck, something like that will be nice and useful. Arms out by your sides. Here's your options. For your legs, you can keep them extended. You can go back to that Baddha Konasana we did in the beginning with the knees out, or you can have them relax, open to the sides. So this is probably the most gentle or the most comfortable, but this one here will probably be the most beneficial for the hips and also kind of include the hip flexors, the hips, the thighs, the outer thighs, and then of course into the chest. Now option for arms are just relax by your side. They're overhead, hands stacked, and then elbows heavy. So this is important here. The elbows heavy will lift the ribcage, just like fish pose that we did earlier, Matsyasana. And then lastly, the option for the arms is to have them extended and reaching back and down. They may or may not touch the floor. It's okay if they don't. But this posture here with the arms extended, even though it's restorative by the use of the prop, it's maybe not as, I don't know, pleasant or comfortable or however you want to put it. But it's definitely worth trying. So you can start in the maybe deepest version of this. And when you get tired, just simply bend your elbows and relax. That helps to open up the shoulders, the hips, and the elbows are already kind of soft. So the arms are straight, but not locked out. So the elbows can bend, letting the hands and fingers rest on the mat. And we'll be here for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 breaths. So get comfy, find what fits for you, find which posture or which modification works best for your body today. Wherever you are, whatever version you decided to be in, let's go ahead and let the arms relax by your sides. Even if you're already there, just stay for a few more moments. And then go ahead and lift the knees gently and extend the legs. And let's take more of a constructive rest of just kind of being here, supporting the back, opening the rib cage, chest, and letting the shoulders relax after the deep opening we did with the arms overhead. And just breathe. Deep breath in and slow breath out. Move in with the next inhale breath. Let's bring the arms all the way by your side. Bend your knees. You can use your fingertips to help your head kind of come up, making sure you're not straining your neck. And then reach for the knees. Inhale and come all the way up. One more time, give yourself a nice squeeze, a nice hug. Move the middle back away from the body, shoulders away from the ears. And slowly we release. All right. Nice. So we're going to go ahead and let's see. Let's do one more asana just to even everything out. Go ahead and extend your pillow out in front of you and let the legs come out to the sides. So this will be our closing asana. It's going to be a forward fold. We're going to start with the pillow as close as you can to your body. And imagine you're trying to rest your rib cage on top of the edge of the pillow. So you try to be there. And then we're going to start with the elbows just resting on the pillow with the fingertips kind of reaching the edge. Now relax your shoulders and start flexing the feet so maybe the heels come off the floor and then pointing the toes, activating the top of the legs. And just move into that stretch into the legs a couple more times. Reach and open, point and lengthen. Flex, point the heels out, point, reach the toes. Good. Couple more times, just activating your legs. That's it. As you're holding here, start to feel that your body might possibly be giving you a green light to fold a little deeper. So maybe stop with the feet pointed back or flexed back, and then relax the rib cage, the chest perhaps, maybe even making a pillow for your head, or turning your head to the side and letting yourself rest. So you can always stack blankets, more pillows, one on top of each other until you feel relaxed. So if your head is to the side, just let yourself kind of wiggle down, relax into the shoulders, very similar to the one we did asymmetrically earlier on. So no weight in your arms at all here. In fact, you can just let your elbows and forearms rest. Using your legs to stabilize and letting your torso completely settle all of its weight onto your prop. So the weight here is being held by your pillow, nothing else. The legs are active, of course, but that's to keep you stable, rooted, and grounded. The fold is just natural, wherever it might mean for you. And you might feel this in different parts of the body. Some people feel this in the middle back. Some people feel it in the lower back. I feel it in my hips. So if you feel it in your hips, then I feel you. And just allow yourself to be. And then before we come out of this posture, let's turn our head the other direction. So bring the chin forward and down, shoulders back and away. And then we'll go ahead and turn the head in the opposite direction that it was just in. You might need to kind of resettle yourself down again. And then breathe here. Same pose, nothing else has changed. The legs are still active. Your weight of your torso is still on the pillow. Your arms are relaxed, no weight in your forearms or hands. You just turned your head the other direction to even out the stretch in your neck. Steady and calm breathing. And you're ready. Another deep breath in. Exhale completely. Bring the chin back towards the center. Move the shoulders back and away. See if you can extend forward and down a little bit more. Maybe even this time compressing your pillow. So putting more weight voluntarily onto your torso. Stay here for a few breaths with the chin extended forward. Again, just stretching out the throat and compressing into the back of the neck. Then lastly, we're gonna bring the forehead down, tuck the chin to the chest, rest the forehead on your pillow. You might need to kind of move your arms back a little bit more, but no weight in your arms, they're just resting. I just don't want the shoulders to be compressed. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the legs active. Now compressing through the throat and stretching the back of the neck. Slowly slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, start to kind of pick yourself up with control. Let the head be the last thing that comes up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down a couple of times just to release. I know sometimes we hold tension, even though the suggestion is not to, and the direction is to relax. It just happens. And then inhale, reach the arms out, extend. Exhale, arms down. All right, bend the knees. Go ahead and lay down onto your back. We're going to do our sound healing first. And then in our Shavasana, or in our resting pose, I'll guide us through a short meditation while you'll be in Shavasana. You won't have to sit up. And then at the end of the sound healing, I won't bring you out of it. I will let you guys stay in your relaxed state. Just the silence will just kind of continue. I think that the Zoom does this like recording stopped kind of sound that might kind of wake you a little bit. But I invite you, even after I've stepped away from the screen, to continue your state of relaxation. Maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes longer, or all night. So again, nice comfortable way of sitting, or laying, I should say. Allow yourself a deep breath in. as we find ourselves in a state of sleepiness and wakefulness. Scan your awareness of body from the top of your head to your toes. Stopping along the way where you feel tightness, tension, or a gross sensation in the body. Breathing lightness, softness into those parts that you find along your scan. Wherever you find any light, pleasant sensations, try not to linger, but simply observe and move on. These sensations may manifest as tingling, perhaps even a little numbness. Continue scanning through the body. Inch by inch. Once you've done scanning through the body, make a conscious effort to read